Stories are created based on what people experience in life, and I believe that listening to them gives us a lot of understanding of who they are. Sharing your story provides an opportunity for you to connect with others at a deeper level because they can relate to your experiences, emotions, and challenges, which encourages them to share their stories with you, and it forms a sense of community. Despite all the benefits that come with telling your story, I feel like a lot of people choose to hold back from doing so in our society. I guess this is due to how a lot of us use social media to only show the greatest and happiest moments of our lives, consciously or subconsciously. When the majority of people do one thing, it becomes the norm. For example, it is known that being quiet on public transportation is common for Japanese people because that's what the majority of us believe is the right thing to do. Over time, showing only the positive aspects of our lives became normalized because the majority of us started believing that success, happiness, and fulfillment only come with the positive images of ourselves, and sharing them would allow us to be accepted by others. Because of this phenomenon, it almost feels wrong to discuss the challenging moments or thoughts that we experience, although all of us understand that everything, including the positive and negative sides of our lives, makes a whole, and it cannot only be one-sided. It took me many years to realize the importance of sharing the challenges and struggles that I saw as the negative side of my life story with others. This is because growing up, I would often feel disappointed by the reactions that I got from others when I tried to open up. For example, say I'm struggling with working 40 hours per week, which is the common working hours for people in many countries. And if I express this to people who are close to me, like family or friends, they may tell me, "Oh, but there are people who work way longer than you, so you shouldn't feel bad about your situation." Now, this is true. I acknowledge that some people work long hours, and a lot of them may not have any other choice. But it doesn't mean that I should suppress how I feel, if that makes sense. I feel that people often choose to sympathize rather than empathize with others. As for me, to sympathize means to tell others who are trying to open up to you by saying, "Hey, at least you're not this," or "Others are struggling way more than you." To empathize means to say, "I understand how challenging this is for you. Would you like me to just listen to you or give advice?" I am not entirely sure why, but in our fast-paced world with so much emphasis on individualism and winning within the societal system and beliefs, we may no longer have much time to quietly listen to others, and we might think that if you are having issues, toughen up because there are others who are less fortunate and only you can help yourself. I may be taking this to the extreme, but because this is how I would often feel when opening up to others in the past, I stopped sharing my challenges and struggles because I believed that no one would benefit from them. Then you may ask me why I am talking about the importance of telling your story, although it seems so challenging to be vulnerable by sharing your whole story, including the negative ones. It's simply because I see so much power in the stories that you may consider negative, challenging, or even embarrassing. In this world, although there are billions of us, it seems like it's so easy to feel alone. And a lot of times we think about what we should believe in and what we are supposed to do in our lives to pursue happiness and fulfillment based on the opinions of others. In Japan, we are taught things like, you should be working late in your 20s when you have the energy to do so because you'll be happy eventually if you suffer right now. You should get married at a certain age and have children, etc. As if these are the only choices to happiness and fulfillment. But I always wondered why there are a lot of people who follow the common beliefs in society and seem unhappy with their lives. And they still have the guts to tell others that they can be happy by following the same path that they were once encouraged by people before them. It's probably because others or people who are younger than them choose different paths and become happy. They cannot be validated for the choices that they made for themselves. So even if they're not truly happy with the decisions that they made in the past, they would still encourage others to do the same. Because it does hurt to admit that the beliefs that the majority of people believe in don't suit everybody. and that happiness isn't guaranteed by just following other people's opinions and perspectives. I understand that nobody wants to feel alone or left out, and we want to be accepted by others, so much so that a lot of us just follow the opinions and beliefs of other people. However, we have to acknowledge that happiness and fulfillment look different to every one of us, and even what works for many may not work for you. But because of our instinct to belong to and be accepted by a group, it is easy for us to feel alone when we start having different opinions and perspectives in comparison to the ones that are perceived as common. This is why sharing your story as a whole that made you who you are is important. Because when you share your personal experiences and thoughts, those who once thought how they felt can never be validated by people around them can feel like they're not alone on this earth. When I take a look around the internet and social media, I see that a lot of so-called influencers influence others by being the most perfect, productive, amazing person on this earth for others to look up to. I also tried this way because I thought that was what it meant to create my image on YouTube. But I eventually felt suffocated and tired of presenting myself that way. This experience encouraged me to share my thoughts and perspectives with people who appreciate even the imperfections of our lives, because I believe that is what it means to truly live. It is to experience life for not only the good times, but also the bad times. This is why I started sharing more about how I feel and think, even if they're not the popular opinions, to give you my side of the story. I know that there's so many people out there who feel differently or don't agree with how society defines happiness and fulfillment in life. However, they choose not to go against it or not to express themselves because some of them may be shy, embarrassed, or may have been traumatized or disappointed in the past, etc. I guess my goal is to make expressing not only the positive things but the negative things in life easy, so that we can understand that there are so many ways to experience happiness and fulfillment apart from the common beliefs that are already established in society, and all of us can benefit from it. Once my partner Anna told me that my story is interesting, even the ones that I considered negative for a long time, when I didn't feel confident about them. But after opening up to her about my experiences, I was able to revisit and reflect on how I was feeling, and if they were to happen in the present, how I would be able to react better than in the past. I remember feeling so much lighter, as if I had a lot of pressure on my shoulders and they went away. Then it gave me so much confidence to talk about myself, and it felt amazing because I no longer had to pretend to be someone else in front of others, but I felt fine to be who I am. It may sound cliche, but it takes only one person to make you realize that you're not alone on this life journey. And I strongly believe that every one of you has so much power in your story to make people around you confident about who they are and what they have experienced in life. This is why I would like to encourage you to tell your story, because you have the power to influence other people's lives positively. That's the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. If you liked this video, please give this video a thumbs up, because when you hit the like button, the YouTube algorithm helps my channel grow and reach people who are interested in the topics that I discuss on my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.